Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing good. Am I visible and audible to all? Okay, I hope everybody can see me and everybody can hear me. Okay, so um, when we were discussing in the other class, we discussed something. We were discussing offer, right? And we discussed kinds of offers in that class. I hope your Diwali was very good and I hope you haven't forgot anything that we have already discussed. Okay, so to make a brief review about whatever we studied was this. Firstly, we studied contracts, right? What a contract is, how a contract is made, and what are the different types of contracts. Contract is a agreement. Contract is an agreement which is enforceable by law. An agreement which is enforceable by law is a contract. Secondly, we discussed many kinds of contract like valid contract, voidable contract, void contract, etc. Then we discussed what are the essential elements of a contract. Like if you want to make a valid contract, then what procedure you need to follow, what are the requisites, what are the requirements that is necessary to follow. If you don't follow these requirements, if you don't follow these essentials, then your contract will not be a valid contract. Then we also discussed that for a valid contract, the first step is offer. So we discussed what an offer is. Okay. And we also discussed there are 5 types of offers: general offer, cross offer, standing offer, counter offer, and specific offer. Okay. 5 types of offer we discussed in the last class. Today we'll be discussing more about offer only. What is an offer? Offer is when one person shows his willingness to another. When one person shows his willingness to another to make him do something or abstain from doing something with a motive to obtain the assent of that another person is an offer. That is, whenever you are showing a willingness that you want the other person to do something for you, or you don't want the other person to do anything for you. Like for example, in the first class we took an example that where an old uncle was filing a case against me because I think I just broke her leg from my car or something. I took that example. So in that I was forcing that uncle not to file a case against me, right? So here also I'm making an offer. The offer may be in a general, in a positive form or in a negative form also. That is, if you are forcing somebody, if you are, I'll not use the word forcing. If you willingly want the other person to do something for you, then also it is an offer. But if whenever you don't want any person to do something against you, that is also offer. If you are convincing the other party not to file a case against you, that is also a offer. And when your motive is just to obtain the acceptance from the other person, that is to whom you are making an offer, your motive is one and only that you want to receive a yes from the other person. Like if I want to sell my book, then if I am willing to sell my book, then your answer should be yes. If I am willing that the other person should not file a case against me, then also her answer should be yes. If your motive is to obtain the acceptance from the other person, then it will be a valid offer. If you are just declaring something, if you are just saying something and your motive is not at all to obtain the assent of other person, that is, for example, I say that I am thinking to sell my phone. I am thinking to sell my phone. Here my intentions are not clear that either I want to sell the phone or not. right? Because I've used the word thinking. That means what? I'm not sure that I want to actually sell my phone. Here my motive is not to obtain yes from you. Here my motive is not to obtain yes from you, because here I am just making some declarations. Here I'm making some statements. I don't want to enter into any kind of contract. Okay, according to your module, we are on page number 22nd. We are on page number 22. There the topic is offer. What topic we are discussing? Offer. If you guys have your modules, just open your modules, open page number 22. Have you guys opened? On page number 22, you will find the topic offer and acceptance. Offer and acceptance. We are discussing that topic today, right? From the definition we have already discussed in the last class. That must be on the website. If anybody has missed any class, they can study from that. We have all the recorded lectures there. Okay, so we already discussed what an offer is and what are the types of offer. Today we'll be discussing essential elements of an offer, which is the last topic on page number 22nd. Okay, so today we'll be discussing what are the essential elements of an valid offer. Like if you are making an offer to the other person, what are the things that you need to keep in your mind so that you do not go wrong, so that your offer is valid. First and foremost, whenever you are making an offer, just make sure that the offer is this offer can be express or implied. Express or implied means if you are using words, then it is known as express offer. So if I'm telling you that I want to sell my book, here I'm using words. I'm using words here, that is I want to sell my book for rupees 200. So this is also a valid offer. But sometimes things are implied where you do not use words, where words are not used. Like for example, if you are going somewhere via auto rickshaw, then it is implied that whatever the meter charges will be, you need to pay them. The auto rickshaw driver need not tell you that if you are riding in my auto, then you'll have to pay this much amount. No, it is implied. It is implied. Their words are not used like this. Like if you are riding with me, if I'm dropping you from one place to another, then you'll have to pay this amount to me. No, we do not use such words. You just sit in the auto and you say the auto wala bhaiya that I want to go to XYZ place, please drop me there. There you do not discuss what fare will be, what charges he will take to drop you, right? There are meters on the auto rickshaw. According to the meter charges, you pay to the auto rickshaw wale bhaiya. So sometimes things are implied also. Okay, then this shows that offer can be expressed also. That is, if words are used in offer, then also it is valid. And if words are not used, if things are implied, then also an offer is valid offer. Next is offer may be specific or general. Like we have already discussed many kinds of offer. So offer can be general also, offer can be specific also. That is, it could be to a public at a large. It could be to a public at a large. That is, if you are giving some advertisement, like for example, if my dog is lost, then I'm giving an advertisement in the newspaper that whosoever brings my dog will be rewarded rupees 50. Will be rewarded rupees 50. Here I'm making a general offer. That is, I'm making this to a large amount of public. That is, whosoever will find my dog will deliver that dog to my place. Or offer can be specific also. If you are making an offer to a specific person or to a specific group of person, then also your offer is valid. Like for example, I told Mr. XYZ to bring my dog. Now here I am just making an offer to Mr. XYZ only. That is, only Mr. XYZ will go and find my dog. If somebody else, if some other person comes and drop my dog to my home, then this will not be a valid offer. A valid offer is only when it is made, when Mr. XYZ will, when only Mr. XYZ will come and drop my dog. Okay, so offer can be general also, offer can be specific also. This we have already discussed in the last class. Next is offer must create a legal obligation. Like we have already discussed in the essential elements of contract, right? We have discussed that whenever you are entering into a contract, if you want your contract to be valid, there must be legal relationship between the parties. Whenever you are making a business contract, whenever you are making a mercantile contract, then it is considered that the offer is of capable of creating legal relationship. There is legal relationship between the parties. But whenever you are making a domestic offer or a social nature wala offer, then there will be no, there will not be any legal relationship between the parties. Like if your father promised to like gift you a iPhone on your birthday, and if he does not, then this is not considered as a valid offer. Why? Because this is a domestic offer. If your father does not give an iPhone to you on your this birthday, then you have all the rights to get angry, but you do not have the right to take your father to the court of law and file a case against your fathers, right? So this is a domestic nature offer. Whenever you are making such offers, that whenever you are showing your willingness that I will give you something, I will, whenever there is a relationship like father and son, or husband and wife, so if some contracts are made within their limits, then those contracts are known as those contracts are not capable of creating legal relationship. Generally we presume that only those offers which are related to businesses, which are related to mercantile activities, which are related to companies, which are related to day-to-day activities, are considered as valid offers. But offer can never be if offer is not creating any legal relationship, in that case there can never be a valid offer. Like if my husband offers me a diamond necklace this anniversary, then this will not be a valid offer, because here the relationship between me and my husband is domestic. Okay, so we are not having any legal relationship between ourselves. But in case if we are living apart, and we lack love and affection, that is, there is no love and affection between us, and we got divorced, or we are living apart with our free will, that is with our own will, if we are living apart, then if now my husband is promising anything to me, then this will be a valid offer, because the domestic relationship between us has ended. So whenever there is a matter of husband and wife, you need to think twice before answering. Why? Because you'll have to read the question very thoroughly. You need to understand if there is domestic relationship between them, that is, if there is love and affection between husband and wife or not. If there is love and affection and they are living together, then there will be no legal relationship. But if there is no love and affection, if they are living apart because of this, that is, there is no love and affection between them, then there will be legal relationship between husband and wife. So whenever there is a question of husband and wife, you need to read it very precisely. You need to read it very thoroughly. Okay. So if there is no legal relationship between the parties, then the offer will not be a valid offer. If my husband is promising, if my husband is offering me a diamond necklace, then this will not be a valid offer. Why? Because there is no legal relationship between me and my husband. Next is offer must, the terms of an offer must be definite and certain. An offer is conditional. Okay, you can put n number of conditions in an offer. Like for example, if I say that I want to sell my book for rupees 200, and I can make certain terms and conditions also, that I will sell my book only if you give me advance, only if you give me advance, only if for example, only if you marry my sister, then only I'll transfer you this book, etc. There can be many terms and conditions attached to this contract. So this is evident that contract can be conditional, but all the terms and conditions attached to this contract must be certain and definite. Certain and definite means, firstly, all the terms and conditions must be understood. That is, there is no confusion between the parties. There is no confusion between the parties. If I tell you that, if for example, I am dealing with, I'm having an oil company, okay, and I'm dealing with three different types of oils. I'm dealing with three different types of oil. A type, B type, and C type. You came to me and you gave me an offer, that is, I want to purchase oil from your shop. I want to purchase oil from your shop, and you went. Here the offer is not valid. Why? Because I'm dealing with three different types of oils and you haven't mentioned that what category of oil you want. Do you want A quality? Do you want B quality or C quality? Here terms and conditions are not clear. Here things are not clear. Here things are creating confusion in our mind, that what kind of oil you want, what type of oil you want. So in such circumstances, it is very essential that if you are having any terms and conditions attached to your contract, you need attached to your offer, sorry, if you have any terms and conditions, you need to clear each and every terms and condition attached to your offer. If the terms and conditions are not clear, if you are not able to explain the other party in the same sense you want to explain, then there your offer will not be a valid offer. So if you want your offer to be a valid offer, then you need to explain all the terms and conditions very precisely. Then that is very the thing you want to explain, the other person is also getting those things in the same sense. Okay, so offer must be definite and certain. Definite means it must be absolute, it must be of the whole obligation. Next is offer must be distinguished from an invitation to offer. Okay, so before discussing this point, we need to understand what an invitation to offer is. Now we are discussing the term invitation to offer. If we go to the meaning of this word, the word says invitation to offer. That means what? You are inviting the other person to come and give you an offer. So offer and invitation to offer are two different terms. Offer is when you show your willingness that you want to enter into a kind of contract with the other party, right? But whenever you are inviting the other person for an offer, then it will be invitation to offer. Like for example, if you go to the market and you saw a showroom, there was a nice dress on the outlet of the showroom. You got attracted to that dress, and you went to the showroom and you told the showroom wala guy that I want to wear that dress on my wedding, so I need you to give me this dress. Now here you are making a offer to the other person. Here you are making to the offer to the shop wala bhaiya. But that dress on the outlet, was invitation to offer. That is, that dress was attractive and that dress was attracting you to come to that showroom. So here it is an invitation to offer. Whenever you are inviting the other person to enter into a contract, to give you an offer, then there it will be invitation to offer. For example, like have you heard of the term auction, nilami? What happens in auction? For example, if I want to auction my phone, okay? If I want to auction this phone, I will ask the other people to come and sit in this auction. Now what will happen? I will start from rupees, for example, 20,000. That is, the price of phone is 20,000. Now everybody sitting here will put their bids. That is, somebody will say I'll purchase this in 25,000. Somebody will say 28,000. Somebody will say 30,000. So, like so on. It will go like this only. Finally, when the price stops, like for example, a person said, I want to purchase this phone in 50,000, and nobody bidded above 50,000. Then I, being the auctioneer, I said 50,001, 50,002, 50,003, and the hammer falls and this phone is sold to the person who has made the highest bid. So this is the process of auction. Whenever you are making auction, then also you are making an invitation to offer. Here, I being the auctioneer, I am inviting you to come and bid for this phone. I am inviting you to come and bid for this phone, and the highest bidder will get this phone, right? So you are making your offers. You are making your offers. So an invitation to auction, that if I am inviting you to my auction, that I want to sell this phone and I am doing an auction for this phone, here also what happens, here I am making an invitation to offer. So auction is always invitation to offer. I hope everybody has heard about the term auction, or everybody had seen in some movies, etc., where a person is not unable to pay the price of a loan, then people auction their houses, auction their gold or whatever they have put as a collateral security. So here you are making an invitation to offer, not an offer. So offer and invitation to offer are two different terms. Offer means you are showing your excuse me. Offer means you are showing your willingness to the other party that you want to enter into a contract with that party. But when you are using the word invitation to offer, there you're not showing your willingness. You are showing your willingness, but to make the other person to have an to make a other person to give you an offer. Then you are not making an offer to the other person, you are making the other person to give your offer to you. So there is a difference between both the terms. Okay, so in invitation to offer, you are inviting the other person that you come and give me offer. Okay, so don't get confused between the two terms. It is a very essential element, it is a very important point, and there are chances question might come from this point. Okay, because this is an important point. So offer is a different concept and invitation to offer is a different concept. Offer may you are showing your willingness, and invitation may you are inviting the other person to come and give you an offer. You are not giving an offer, you are inviting the other person to give an offer. Okay, any doubt till here? You can ask any doubts in Q&A section. You can also tell me that if you don't have any doubt, then you can also write, no, we don't have any doubts there. Okay, so if you have any confusion in any point, just write there and then. Okay, next point is offer must be distinguished from a mere declaration of intention. Okay, so whenever you are making an offer, you need to understand that you are showing your willingness to the other party, and your motive is to obtain the acceptance. Your motive is to obtain the acceptance. But sometimes when you are just declaring something, whenever you are just discussing something, whenever you are saying something where your intention is not to make the other party enter into a contract, then that will not be considered as an offer. Like for example, if I say that, hello students, if I die today, then distribute my property among yourselves. I am thinking that if I die today, then I am thinking to transfer all my property to you. I don't have any property, okay, so don't fight. Okay, so I said that if I die, just keep my property. Come to my husband and tell me and tell him that ma'am has told us that if I die, just transfer her property to us. So here I am not making any offer. I am not making offer. I am just declaring things. I am just announcing things. Okay, so mere announcements, mere declarations are not offer. Offer is only when your intentions are very solid, when your intentions are very precise, that you want to enter into a contract with the other parties, and your motive is one and only, that is you need to obtain the acceptance from the other party. If you are just declaring something and your motive is not to obtain the assent, your motive is not to obtain the acceptance, you are just declaring something, you are just being humble, or you just being लाइक ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, हवा में कुछ भी चीज बोल देना, हवा में कुछ भी चीज बोल देने का मतलब होता है when you say something when you don't mean it, you are saying something that you don't mean it. So here, if you are making such declarations, if you are making such announcement, then there you are not making a valid offer. There you are not making a valid offer. Reason behind this is here your intention is not to enter into a contract with the other party. Here your intention is not to obtain the acceptance of the other party. Okay, so law is all about language. So you need to understand the language. If the language is making you understand that other party is clearly showing her intentions that she wants to enter into a contract with you, she wants to obtain your assent, then only there will be a offer. If somebody is making some declarations, if somebody is making just some announcements, then that will not be considered as an offer, unless and until there is a willingness plus intention. Willingness plus intention. Intention is to receive acceptance. Intention is to receive acceptance. Then only your contract will be valid. Then only your offer will be valid, unless your offer will not be valid in other circumstances. Next is offer may be conditional. You can have n number of conditions in offer. That is, you can have any conditions in offer. Like for example, I told you that I want to sell my book. So I can say that I will sell you my book only if you give me 100 rupees advance. Only if you give me 100 rupees advance, or only if you come and clean my house. So I can put any conditions. Those conditions must be valid. Okay, you cannot put on any illegal conditions or any conditions which are opposed to public policy, etc. Okay, so if you are putting any valid conditions to a contract, to a offer, it is a valid offer. So offer is always conditional. You can put on any conditions in a contract. Communication of special terms. Now, if you are giving any terms and conditions to the other party when you are making a offer, whenever you are making an offer, if you are giving any terms and conditions to the other party, then make sure each and every terms and communication is every term and conditions is communicated to the other party. Like for example, if my intention is that I want to receive 100 rupees advance, so I'm just thinking right now that I will put this condition in the offer that I will sell my book only if you give me 100 rupees offer, 100 rupees in advance. So only thinking is not important. I need to deliver this point to you. I need to tell you, I need to communicate this to you. That is, I want to sell my book for rupees 100. Okay. For example, MCQs, I have already told that whenever we'll complete a topic, then I'll provide MCQs to you so that you can practice those. Okay. Okay, I'll try whenever I'm teaching for each topic, I'll try to give you an example of a MCQ, like for example of the pattern of the question paper. Okay, I'll try. So if you have any special terms and conditions attached to your offer, then you need to communicate that terms and conditions to the other party also. Just thinking is not, just if you're keeping something in your mind is not enough. The other party is not very intelligent to imagine what you are thinking. Okay, so it is very essential that if you are willing to attach some terms and conditions to your offer, then those terms and conditions need to be communicated to the other parties. Those terms and conditions, you need to express those in front of the other party. So communication of special terms and conditions is also required. Next is offer must be made with a view to obtain the consent of the other party to do or to abstain from doing anything. Now this is very important. Your motive, whenever you are making an offer, your motive must be to obtain the acceptance of the other party. If your motive is not to obtain the acceptance, then you are just making declaration, then you are just giving some statements, and giving some statements or giving some declarations is not an offer. Offer is valid only when you show your intention, when you show your willingness and your intention is just to obtain the acceptance from the other party. Like for example, if I want to sell my book, then my intention must be that I am selling this book, I am willing to sell you this book. Okay, if I say something that I am just thinking that I can sell this book to somebody, here I'm not making an offer, because here my intentions are not clear. Here I'm not giving the other party to here I'm not willing the other party to enter into a contract with me. Okay, so here it is very important that you give that your intentions are to obtain the acceptance, that is obtain consent means acceptance. Okay, consent, assent, acceptance, all the terms have similar meaning only. Okay, so your motive must be, your intention must be obtain the acceptance from the other party. If you want if it is act or abstinence, abstinence is a negative sense, like if I'm if I don't want that uncle to file a case against me, then also my motive must be to obtain acceptance. That is, uncle says, yes, I will not file a case against you. Whenever your motive is like this, then only your contract will be valid. Then only, sorry, your offer will be valid. Okay, so offer may, whenever you are making an offer, your intention must to obtain the consent from the other party, to obtain the assent from the other party. Next is, offer should not impose an unnecessary obligation to communicate non-acceptance. Now, what does this point mean? Uh, we have studied in the points above that offer can be conditional. So it is very clear that you can put on any additional conditions in a contract, in an offer. Okay, but you cannot put any condition whose non-compliance will amount to acceptance. Let's take an example, then we'll discuss this point. Like for example, I told you, I am selling my book to you. I am willing to sell my book to you, but if you do not give me answer, if you do not give me answer that you will purchase it or not within 2 days, if you are not giving me answer within 2 days, then I will think, I will consider this book that it is sold to you, that you have purchased the book. Now here I have put a condition, I have put a condition, and if you do not comply with this condition, if you do not fulfill this condition, then here your my offer will be accepted, my offer will be accepted. I told you that if you don't give your answer within 2 days, then I will consider that this book is sold to you. Here I cannot make such conditions, I cannot make such statements in the offer whose non-compliance will amount to acceptance. Okay, so whenever you are making an offer, you need to make sure that you do not make such conditions to it whose non-compliance amount to acceptance. For example, like again, if I repeat this example, if I say that I will give you this book, I will give you this book, you use this book, you read this book, and if you find it very good, if you find it very good, then you can purchase this book. Just give me your answer in 2 days. Just give me your answer in 2 days. If you do not give me your answer in 2 days, then I might sell this book to somebody else. I might sell this book to somebody else. This is a valid offer, because here if in 2 days, if you didn't give your answer, then I have an authority to sell this book to somebody else. Here, if you are not giving answer in 2 days, I am not forcing you to purchase this, right? So here I am making a valid offer, but when I'm making such conditions attached to this offer that if you do not purchase, if you do not give your answer in 2 days, then I will consider this book that it is purchased by you. You cannot put on such conditions. Okay, so the point here is you cannot put on any condition to a contract whose non-compliance, that is whose non-fulfillment will amount to acceptance. Okay, any doubt? Okay, next point is offer. The identical cross offer do not make a contract. The identical cross offer. Cross offer we have already discussed in the earlier class. Cross offer are those offers where you are exchanging two identical offers, where you are exchanging two identical offers without having knowledge of each other's offer. Okay, so we already discussed what a cross offer is. So a cross offer does not amount to a contract. Does not amount to a contract. Cross offer is not valid. If you are receiving any cross offer, then the offer of other party is rejected and the offer of first party, or it depends on the parties, on their consent, that whosoever wants to accept and whosoever wants to reject. So a cross offer does not amounts to a contract, because it is just an identical situation. It is just a illusory situation. It does not happen in real life. Okay. Okay, if a person come and tell the answer within 2 days, but on the way something dangerously happened to them, then what can happen? Okay, if somebody is coming to give me acceptance, if somebody is coming to give me acceptance and something happens that he will not be able to give me acceptance now, then circumstances will be seen, that at what circumstances all these situation happen. If circumstances are favorable, like if like for example, if that person, when he was coming to give me acceptance, at that time he met with an accident and that accident was very severe that he couldn't come now. So here it will amount to a valid acceptance, because the circumstances were such that he was coming only na, hai na. Or for example, if he was coming to reject this offer, or he was coming to reject this offer and he met with an accident, then this offer will get rejected. In such circumstances, it will depend on the parties. It will depend on the parties, that how will they treat. And if parties could not come to a conclusion, then it will come to court and the court will decide depending on the circumstances that happened, that occurred. Okay. Now we'll be discussing acceptance. Till now we were discussing offer. So for a valid offer, if you want to make a valid offer, then you need to comply with all these 11 situations, all these 11 elements that we have already discussed here. Okay. So if you are not compiling with these essential elements, if you're not adhering to these essential elements, then your offer will not be valid. So if you want to make a valid offer to the other party, you have to make sure that you follow these rules and regulations. If you go beyond these rules and regulations, then your offer will not be valid. Next, we'll be discussing acceptance. Acceptance is the next step. When an offer is given, and you find this offer very helpful, and you find this offer very helpful and you want to enter into a contract with that party, then what will you do? You'll give your acceptance that okay, yes, I'm accepting your offer, I will purchase your book. Then that means you are accepting your offer. So what are the rules regarding acceptance? How your acceptance will be considered valid? These points we'll be discussing in this chapter. Acceptance, first of all, meaning of acceptance is saying yes. Meaning of acceptance is saying yes. When you accept the terms and conditions of the offer and you are willing to enter into a contract with the other party, then that means you are willing to accept that offer. Then you are willing to accept that offer, that you are willing to say yes, okay. If I tell you that I want to sell my book for rupees 200 to you, and if you said okay, yes, I am willing to buy your book for rupees 200, here you are making a acceptance. You are making a acceptance. Just like offer, whenever you are making a acceptance also, then also you need to follow some certain rules and regulations. First rule is acceptance must be given by a person to whom it is made. Acceptance will always given by a person to whom the offer was made. Like for example, I told Mr. XYZ that I want to sell my book for rupees 200 to you. Here only Mr. XYZ can come and give me a valid acceptance. Nobody else except Mr. XYZ can come and say yes, XYZ will buy this book. For example, Mr. ABC comes and tells that no problem, we find your offer very helpful and Mr. XYZ will purchase your book. Here your acceptance is not valid because it is not given by the person to whom the offer is made. So make sure whenever you are making an offer, acceptance is given only by that person to whom the offer is made. If somebody is giving acceptance apart from the person to whom the offer was made, that is apart from offeree, then your acceptance will not be valid acceptance. But there are certain exceptional situations. For example, if you have an authorized agent. Authorized agents mean that you have given a person an authority to act on behalf of you. Like for example, Mr. ABC is Mr. XYZ's agent. Mr. XYZ's agent and Mr. XYZ has given authority to Mr. ABC that he can enter into a valid contract with any party, with any client. If now here I'm making a contract, I'm making an offer to Mr. XYZ. But apart from Mr. XYZ, Mr. ABC can also accept this offer because Mr. XYZ has given him authority. Okay, so apart from the person, that is apart from the offeree, even his authorized agent can accept the offer on behalf of him. In case the offeree dies, like if Mr. XYZ dies, in that case, their legal heirs, that is whosoever will be inheriting his property, can give acceptance on behalf of the deceased, that is on behalf of Mr. XYZ. The person who is the legal heir of Mr. XYZ can give acceptance. But here also there is a exception point, and that exceptional point is if the offer was related to some personal skills, then only offeree can accept. Nobody else can accept apart from the offeree, that is apart from the person to whom the offer was made. Like for example, the offer was to make a sketch. Like I offered Mr. XYZ to make a sketch of me. Here, if XYZ dies, nobody else can accept the offer. Why? Because nobody else can make my sketch as good as Mr. XYZ could have made. Okay. So where personal skills are involved, nobody can accept the offer apart from the offering. Okay, only offeree has the right. But in general circumstances, when there is no personal skills, when there are just general offers, in that case, first of all, general rule says that only the person to whom the offer is made is liable to accept that. Nobody else can accept apart from the person to whom the offer was made. But in exceptional conditions, if there is some authorized agent If the person, if the offeree dies, then in that case his legal heir can also give their acceptance on behalf of the offeree. So the first rule is acceptance will only given by the person to whom the offer is made. Nobody else has authority to give acceptance on behalf of offering. I hope I have discussed what an offerer and offeree is. Offerer is the person who is giving the offer, and offeree is the person to whom the offer is given. You can say promiser, promisee also, offerer, offeree also, one and the same thing. Next is acceptance may be expressed or implied. Express or implied means if you are using words that yes, I am willing to purchase your book for rupees 200. Here you are using words. Then also your acceptance is valid. Sometimes things are implied that whenever you are having some food in restaurant or cafe, there you need to pay some money. Nobody will come and tell you that if you are eating, you'll have to pay. It is implied that if you have eaten something, that you need to pay for that food, right? So giving money there is acceptance. Giving money there is acceptance. So acceptance can be returned, that is acceptance can be expressed either oral or written, or it can be implied also, that is by acts or by conducts. Sometimes, like for example, sometimes what happens now, like if you tell somebody that I want other person to do something, and that person do not say yes, I will do this thing for you, but he does like that only, okay, he did not use the word yes, I will do this for you, and he did like that, that is also implied acceptance. That is accept by actions he showed that he accepted your offer. So offer can be implied also, offer can be express also, that is you can use words also, and if you're not using words, you are by action, by conduct also, you can tell the other party that you are entering into a in that you are accepting the offer. Next is acceptance by performing conditions or receiving consideration. Performance of condition or proposal or the acceptance or any consideration for reciprocal promises which may be offered with the proposal is an acceptance of the proposal. This means what? Whenever you are making the making any offer to the other person, whenever you are making any offer to the other person, in case of reciprocal promises, we discussed what reciprocal promises is, or we did not? We did or we did not? Okay, if we did not also, let's discuss it again. Reciprocal promises means whenever you are just exchanging promises. You're not actually doing anything, you are just exchanging promises. Like for example, if I went to a TV shop, and I asked the vendor that I want an OLED. I want an OLED. I went to that shop and I asked that person that I want an OLED. That person showed me an OLED. I purchased it. Okay. But I told that other person that I will take this TV on Dhanteras. I will take this TV on Dhanteras, not today. And I will give you money on that day. I will give you money on that day. So today what happened? We just promised to each other. We just exchanged promises. I promised that I will give money on Dhanteras, and the other party, that is offeree, promised me that he will deliver this television on Dhanteras. He will deliver this television on Dhanteras. So here we are not actually doing anything. We are not actually doing anything. We are just exchanging promises. Here consideration is the promise of other person. Here for me consideration is yes, he will deliver his promise, that is yes, he will deliver the TV on Dhanteras, and for him consideration is my promise that yes, whenever he deliver this television, that is on Dhanteras, when he will deliver this television to my home, I will pay him money. So this is a reciprocal promises where you're just exchanging promises from one and another. When you're promising, when you're just exchanging promises with each other, that is the consideration for both the parties is the promise of the other party. So that is a reciprocal promise. Reciprocal promise means promise ke badle promise. When you are given promise in against of promise, you are not actually accepting thing. When you are not actually doing something, when you are not actually doing your conducts, you are just exchanging mere promises. Then that in that situation, that will be known as reciprocal promises. If somebody has accepted an offer, then yes, he can reject his acceptance after, but in exceptional conditions only. We'll be discussing this point of yours in further when we'll be discussing points of revocation, when we'll be discussing the topic revocation. Yes, it is possible that you can revoke, that is you can take back your acceptance after acceptance also, but there are certain rules. If you follow those rules, then only you'll be able to revoke your acceptance. If you do not follow those rules, then you'll not be able to revoke it, then you'll be bound to perform. Okay, so what are the rules and regulations regarding this? I'll be explaining in further sessions. Okay. Next is acceptance must be given to the offerer or any person authorized by him. Acceptance, as we have already discussed in the above section, that acceptance, first of all, acceptance will be given only by the person to whom the offer is made. But in exceptional situation, it can also be given by a person to whom that acceptor, that is to whom that offeree has given authority that he can give acceptance on behalf of him. So this point is just similar to that point. Next is acceptance must be communicated by acceptor only. Acceptance must be communicated also. Like for example, if I'm making an offer to you, like for example, I'm making an offer to you. I told you that I want to sell my book for rupees 200. I want to sell my book for rupees 200. And you thought that this offer is very good. This offer is very good. I cannot purchase this book from outside in 200 rupees. Okay, so you found this offer very helpful and you were willing to accept this offer. But what happened? You were willing to accept this offer in your mind. Okay, in your mind you thought that yes, I'll accept this offer, but actually you did not communicated that to me. You did not came to me and told me that yes, I am willing to purchase your book. Here there was a communication gap. That is, you thought you just thought you'll purchase this book and you did not tell me that you actually want to purchase this book. So here you have not communicated your acceptance to me. So this will not be a valid acceptance. Acceptance need to be communicated to the other party. That is, if you are accepting the offer, the other this acceptance must come to the knowledge of the offerer, must come to the knowledge of the offer. If you are accepting the offer, if you are willing to purchase this book, then you need to come to me and you tell me that ma'am, yes, I am willing to purchase your book for rupees 200. If you do not use such words or such related words, then this will not be a valid acceptance. Just thinking in your mind that I'll purchase this book is not a valid acceptance. You just thought that I'll purchase this book, but you did not came and communicated this thought of yours to me. And meanwhile, I sold this book to somebody else. Then you came to me and you told me that I thought I will purchase your book and you have given this book to the other party. Now this is not valid. I'll file a case against you. This, that, falana dimkana. This will not be a valid case. This will not be a valid case because you thought you'll purchase my book, but you did not communicated that your thought process to me. Na? You did not told me actually by coming that you want to purchase my book. So here I am not bound to sell this book to you because I cannot imagine whatever you are thinking. I will only give this book when you'll come to me and you'll say that yes, I want to purchase this book. So just imagining, just thinking, just having a thought on it, will not be a valid acceptance. You need to come and communicate your acceptance. If you don't communicate your acceptance, then it will not be a valid acceptance. Next is acceptance should be in a prescribed or a reasonable mode. Okay, so whenever you are making an offer, if you have prescribed a mode of acceptance, like for example, I made an offer to you that I want to sell my book for rupees 200, and I even made clear to you that if you want to accept this, if you are willing to purchase this book of mine, then you need to call me and say that I will purchase your book. Here the manner of acceptance is clearly defined, that is you need to give your acceptance by calling. Now if you just pinged me, if you just sent me a WhatsApp message that yes, I am willing to purchase your book, this will not be valid acceptance. Why? Because the manner of acceptance, the mode of acceptance is already decided in the offer, is already decided in your offer, that acceptance will only be valid when you give your acceptance via call. If you're not calling me, if you're just texting me, then it is not necessary that I accept your acceptance. Okay, so acceptance should always be in the prescribed manner, should always be in the prescribed manner, that whatever manner is decided in the offer, you need to give your acceptance in that mode only. And if no mode is decided, if no manner is decided in the offer, then you can give your acceptance in reasonable manner. Now what is reasonable manner? Reasonable manner is the question of facts. It will depend on the circumstances, like what circumstances happens in that situation, in that manner you'll need to accept it. Like for example, I told you I want to sell this book and you are living in Tamil Nadu and I am living in Rajasthan. So it is not feasible that you come here physically and give your acceptance, right? So the best suitable manner of acceptance will be either you call me, either you WhatsApp me, or either you send me an email that I want to purchase your book. Now here the reasonable manner will be either calling, using and totally using an electronic media will be a reasonable manner. Okay, so here the reasonable manner will be decided on the circumstances. Okay, so whenever the manner of acceptance is decided, whenever the manner of acceptance, if it is pre-decided in the offer, then you are required to give your acceptance in that prescribed manner only. If you do not give your acceptance in that prescribed manner, then your acceptance will not be valid. Okay, and if no manner is prescribed, then you need to give your acceptance in reasonable manner, and this reasonability will be different in different circumstances. Whatever circumstances are arising at that time, accordingly you'll have to give your acceptance. Next is acceptance must be given within a reasonable time and before the offer lapses. Now here, whenever an offer is given to you, then you need to give your if you want to accept. Okay, if you want to accept that offer, you need to give your acceptance within reasonable time or prescribed time. Like for example, I told you that you need, if you want to purchase my book and if you want to accept this offer, give me your answer in 2 days. Give me your answer in 2 days. Here I have already prescribed the time limit, that is you need to give me answer in 2 days. If you are giving your acceptance after the expiry of these 2 days, that is on the 3rd day you are coming and telling me that I want to purchase your book, then I might not be able to sell you this book because this is not a valid acceptance. So make sure if time limit is prescribed, in your offer, you need to give your offer in that limited time. And if no time limit is expired, then again you need to give your acceptance in a reasonable time. Reasonable time will again be question of fact. It will depend upon the circumstances. Like for example, if I'm selling something which is of perishable nature means which have a short life, which have a short lifespan. Like for example, I'm selling tomatoes to you. If I gave you an offer that I'm willing to sell 4 kg tomatoes to you, will you purchase it? Here you need to give your answer very quickly. Why? Because if you are giving your acceptance after 5 days, 10 days, then the tomatoes will perish. The tomatoes will get destroyed. The tomatoes will not, you'll not be able to use those tomatoes will at that time. Okay. So here the reasonable time will be before the perishing of these tomatoes. So reasonability will depend upon different circumstances. Okay. So acceptance should always be given in prescribed time before the offer lapses, that is before expiry, or if there is no time limit, then you need to give your acceptance within reasonable time. Okay. That's all for today. Remaining we'll be discussing in the next class, whenever there will be the next class. If you guys have any doubt till here, please ask me. And if you do not have any doubt, you may leave. You may leave and you may enjoy your time. If somebody else accept the offer through your device, through your WhatsApp, then all the burden of proof will go to you. That is, you now you will be like you will be responsible for this, and you will have to prove this thing that you did not give the acceptance. Somebody else took your phone and gave your acceptance. You'll have to prove this. If you are successful in that, if you prove that you did not make this acceptance, then your acceptance could be cancelled. If you failed, then you will be bound to give your performance. Okay, I hope you have understood whatever we have studied till now. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.